Today's video is all about the deposit fee. Congratulations, you have your big admit and now the school is asking you to pay a big deposit fee. For example, Ankit got his good admit from Rutgers for the MS in Data Science program, but the school was now asking him to pay $1,500 just to reserve his seat. Ankit did not want to do that because he was still waiting for CMU. This happens with many applicants. Today we are going to discuss how you can avoid paying these big fee and how one of our clients managed to get an extension on the deposit deadline. So keep watching. So first I'm going to talk about why universities ask for these deposits, and then I'm going to invite Karthik to share his true story on how he got his deadline extended. And no, it was not easy, but let's begin. Let's first understand why do universities ask for these deposits. So historically, the way applications work, a person applies to multiple universities, even 10 or 12 universities at one time. And of course, they will have multiple admits, and they can technically also get multiple I-20s, which is the visa document from multiple universities. And in the end, of course, they decide on one and all other admits are wasted. What does it mean for the university? It directly impacts a factor called yield. Let's understand what do we mean by yield. Let's say a university gives out 2,000 admits this year and only 200 people accept their offer. So now their yield is 10%. Now, when US News or other forums release their university rankings, yield is one of the factors that they take into account. That means if the yield is down, which means that only few people that you want to come and study at your place accept your offer, then that impacts your ranking. So technically, universities want to keep their yield as high as possible to improve their rankings. So what they're trying to assess is they are trying to create this pressure on the students that if we give you an admit, we want you to accept the offer. And this deposit fee is one of the ways they do that. By putting this pressure, giving you a deadline that if you don't accept your offer, you can lose your seat. They are creating this fear, the FOMO in the applicant's mind. And some applicant, not to miss out on this opportunity, will pay the deposit fee, and even if they later on, let's say, decline the admit, at least university made some money from it. So this is the whole concept why this practice came into being. Even in my days, more than a decade ago, some universities used to ask this fee for some of their programs. But what I'm noticing now is that the trend is increasing, especially after COVID. In the COVID year, 90% of the candidates deferred their admits and did not accept the offer, and universities were hit badly that year, right? So after COVID, I'm noticing that universities have hiked this fee. Earlier they were probably asking for $300, $400, $500 as a deposit, but now we are seeing easily, as in Ankit's case, $1,500, and I'm hearing some other schools which are asking for $2,000 or even $4,000 as deposit fee. And obviously students, especially Indian students, cannot pay a lot of these fee, right? Like $1,000, $2,000, that's almost like a lakh or a lakh, 1.5 lakh Indian rupee, which is quite a lot. So hopefully our next piece of advice is going to save you some real dollars. So let's talk about Karthik Soni. He is one of our clients in 2022 and he got a couple of admits, but then one of those schools asked him to pay a deposit fee of $750. And this was still back in February when Karthik was still waiting for his other admits. So let's see how he was able to get it extended. Let's hear directly from Karthik.
Yeah, so basically that was my first admit that came in February first week, around February 7th. So I had not heard back from anywhere else, and they gave me a deadline after 2 weeks, that is February 21st. That was a deadline I had to pay $750. So that's roughly 57,000 Indian rupees.
Yeah.
So that's a steep amount. And I was a bit, and it was a safety school, so I was a bit confident of hearing back from other places. But at the same time, I didn't want to let go the admit because given how crazy 422 has been. So yeah, so it was a bit of a conundrum. So I waited for about 5, 6 days for any other admit, but I did not hear back, unfortunately. So then what I did was I emailed them, but a lot of people were emailing things like, I am waiting to hear back from other school, and but they were denying them. The problem with these emails is like they are very generic. So the school already knows that people are waiting for other schools. It's still early, but you're
Hmm.
still emailing them the generic reason. So you will get a generic response. That is a no. So what you have to do is tailor a specific email that will pertain to only you. So for instance, in my email, what I said was I had COVID, so I was not physically or mentally in a place to make such a big career decision right now. So if I could be given any possible extension, I'd be glad. That would be great. But regardless, I cannot wait to get started in your campus, in your city this fall. So I, instead of saying that like I'm waiting for other schools, I expressed an even stronger intention to enroll with them. I just wasn't in a place to, pay the deposit in this moment. But so I gave them the flexibility. If it's possible, great. But regardless, I'll come to you. So they ended up giving me an extension of about 10 days. And
Okay.
unfortunately, what happened was 2 days after the deadline, I got another admit from
Okay.
from a better
From a better
choice.
school. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I
That's
would have
awesome.
lost those 57,000.
Right, right. So you did not
Yeah.
make the payment, although now your deadline has passed. So you have sort of like
Yeah.
let go of that admit because you do have a better
Exactly.
admit in hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what I'm hearing you say is basically that uh, people give generic kind of responses, and universities are already prepared for that. And universities also
Exactly.
have pressure to get the students to commit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are more likely to decline on that. So if you want
Yeah.
to get this done, it's better to give a personal reason, a convincing reason, but at the
Yeah.
same time be polite and express a strong intent to attend that university to give them
Yeah. Yeah.
comfort. So be a nice
Yeah.
person, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you can see, universities want you to pay a deposit fee because they are secure. They don't know whether you would join or not, and that's the reason they want to put this pressure on you. Now, if you want to ask for advice on how to extend the deposit fee, then people would give you different kind of advice. And one advice is to tell them that you are waiting for more admits and you need more time. Now let's see why that is not likely to work, because we saw that the very reason universities are pressurizing you because they don't want you to wait for more admits or give you more time. So if you make a generic request like that, that is most likely to be rejected. Some people also recommend that you tell them that, oh, you have so and so offer and you need more time to decide, and let them compete for you. But I feel this is a riskier bet because you can antagonize the university, because you are in effect telling them that, hey, you are not good enough for me to make this decision right now. So I'm not sure if that is the right way to go either. I prefer Karthik's advice. Like, why not tell the university that you actually want to really join them and appreciate them for their offer, and then go on to make a personal request. And obviously, this reason shouldn't sound fake or something very generic. Make a personal request as to why you need more time to make this decision, but you are so excited to join them. This is the best approach forward, because you can then align the university's interest with yours, and they are probably more likely to accept such a request. And of course, as we saw Karthik doing, he gave the example that this is really because of COVID and all those factors in the family, he's not in a position to make such a big decision right now, so it would help him if they gave him more time. And such requests obviously sound more genuine, and universities are more likely to say yes, because it's like related to mental health. It's a personal reason, it's not because of the university or that you're waiting for more admits. So I think this is your best bet, and you can be a nice person and get what you want. So isn't that awesome? As we saw in Karthik's case, it worked out extremely well. So don't forget to check out the email template that he used. We will mention it in the description box below. We have more videos coming out on how to fund your master's education or how to handle those bloody rejections. As always, I try to share the authentic and genuine advice that you usually wouldn't find in other places. So don't forget to subscribe the channel. And until next Saturday, when I will see you with a new video, stay tuned, stay safe, stay happy. Bye.